Hi, my name is Nancy Kurz. I'm a teaching artist through Salem Art Association. Salem Art Association is also doing a series of activities for teachers and parents to do in the classroom or at home. And today we're going to be doing some drawing. We're going to do some relaxed drawing, not the tight drawing where you get so frustrated and you hold that pencil really tight. So we are going to be using light, loose lines, and you're going to be using the pencil very, very lightly. And I'm going to grab a pencil right over here so you can kind of see the position that my hand can be in, that your hand can be in. And for those of you that can stand, please do. There's going to be body movement as well as light, loose lines and reading shapes. So you're going to be using the mainly the upper part of your body. This is just going to help you relax and have a little bit more fun. It's like an upper body dance in a way, even though I'm using my legs. So some of you may be working flat. I'll get up here a little bit higher. You may be, but your arm and your wrist are not touching the table. That's the trick. So, and on the paper, your arm and your wrist, see how my wrist is got a little bit of a twist here, or you can switch over and hold your pencil at a different angle like this. So we're going to be viewing some live footage of chickens and alpacas. And while you're viewing those images, you're gonna see some shapes in there. You're gonna see some triangles in the chickens. You may see, some of you may even see an egg shape. I see an egg shape in the whole body of the chicken, and the pointy end kind of goes up to where the head is. You'll see some round circles too, and the beak will have a little tiny triangle in that. So I just want you to really have some fun with this and enjoy viewing those animals. And we're using our memory as well. You've been using your memory for a long time in reading shapes. So when you see those chickens, it's leaving an impression in your brain. You're going to be able to remember that to some degree, the shapes that are in there. So study those shapes while you're watching, okay? So I'll be right back. Here we have chickens, and I want you to take a look at the shapes of these chickens. Does anybody see any triangles? Anybody see any circles? Anyone see any rectangles? Ovals? We can start out the body of the chicken. Just pick a chicken, and they all pretty much have the same shape. So go ahead and start looking at the body of the chicken as an oval, and you can add a round, of course, a circle at the end of the chicken, triangle around the neck, and I'll show you when I get back to the paper image how to do that. And the comb is really fun to do too. Okay, we're gonna go do some drawing now. Did you have fun looking at those chicken shapes? I saw the triangle, I saw the egg shape, and there's several ways. You don't have to have the exact shape chicken. So just start off with what you remember, and I'm gonna try to start out with just the shape of the triangle with a little bit of a curvature on the back that'll lead up to the head and it'll lead up to the tail. So I'm just going to do a little hint of that, just like that. Can you see that? All right. So remember, use your light, loose lines. We're reading shapes. Don't hold that pencil tight. Don't hover over. Don't just hug your paper. You want to hover over your paper. So okay, so let's put that triangle shape in here with it. It's rounded though. Can you see how I'm a little bit rounded and how the feet could come off from this area. The head is going to come off from this area. So we saw that triangle shape out there, didn't we? And we also saw a round shape. Let's give her a head to where she's up here a little bit further. And we're going to put another little triangle here. It's got a flatter edge here. We've got some feathers coming off of that. So we're getting a chicken shape here, aren't we? And we're using the light loose lines. We're using our body motion. And now I think I'm going to do a little bit more defining on her tail. We've already got a bit of a triangle going on here. So I am going to do a little bit more of it's a triangle shape, but it's got a curvature. Do you see that? The curve back here. So she's got her tail perked up there pretty good. So, all right. So we're missing some feet. Depending on what time we have left, we'll do the feet, or we'll just put her in a pile of hay while she's got a nest. So here we go. We're going to just put a little tiny arc. See that arc over here? And we're going to fill that arc in just real with some squiggly lines, and that's her comb. And chickens also have a wattle. Some of them don't. Some of them have little feathers that come out of their cheek. But let's just, for the fun, let's put a little wattle here. And I used like a half of an oval. Roosters have really big combs, and they have really long wattles, and they're bright red. So we're missing a beak on this chicken. So we're going to be using a triangle shape on this chicken, okay? Let's put a little triangle there, and I'm going to even put a little nostril. And let's give her an eye too. And maybe she's looking at something forward. Maybe she's looking at some bug that's flying by. So whether or not you want to put legs on your chicken, if you want to put legs on your chicken, let's go ahead and start with a bit of an oval here. And then we're going to just narrow it down to a couple of really loose lines that go forward. And a loose line right there. Does she have a kind of a bent leg there, doesn't she? Maybe she's in the process of sitting down. So we'll put another leg that's over here on the other side. Won't be able to see very much of that because her feathers are covering all that up. So you get your basic shape of your chicken, and then you can come in and add a little bit more details later on. Like you can add your feathers through here and fluff her up a little bit. You can add some dots on her wattles. And you can even give her a little bit of feathers in the cheek and some dots on her wattles, and you can define more of the feathers that come out of her tail. So, and it's kind of fun to put your chicken in a background as well. Maybe there's some chicken grain here on the ground. Okay, I think we had some fun with this, so we're going to go and view some alpacas now and enjoy all the oval shapes that you're going to see. Okay? Here we are in the alpaca pasture. And I want you to think ovals. Do you see the long oval shape of the body? And you can also see an oval shape of the neck. It's kind of curved. And the head itself has a circle up at the top and almost a triangle at the nose. So we'll come over here, get around and get a white alpaca that's covered with a little bit of mud. They like to roll in it. So yeah, I want you to think ovals when we're drawing alpacas. They even have some oval-shaped legs. So look at the oval-shaped neck on this one. And we have a round circle for the rump on the back of the alpaca. Okay, we're gonna go do some drawing of alpacas now. Have fun. What did you think about looking at those alpacas? Did you see the oval shape in the body and the bent oval shape in the neck? Pretty fascinating, aren't they? Okay, so here I just quickly sketched out a long oval for the body of the alpaca, and then I'm going to put a bent line right here, and I'm going to turn that into a curved. It's going to be an oval shape, but I'm going to curve it a little bit. Okay, it's a bent oval is what I'm going to call it. So I'm just going to follow the line, that center line that I first drew, and now I've got the hind end, the front end of the alpaca, and I've got his neck. So let's give him a little muzzle here, and I'm just gonna put a form of a triangle a little bit, but it's got a blunt end. Boy, it almost looks like a swan, doesn't it? Well, it's not gonna be a swan when we get finished. So the ears of an alpaca, well, let's finish his head first here, okay? He's got a whole lot of fluffy stuff up there. That's called fiber, and the fiber gets turned into yarn. So, and actually I'm gonna shorten his muzzle, give him a shorter muzzle here. And their ears, when they're mad, their ears are back. Watch out when their ears are back. When they're inquisitive and they're looking at things, their ears are forward. So let's give him a couple of ears that are forward, and I'm using triangle shapes. The triangle shape that's there, and I kind of bent that triangle as well. Can you see that, how it's bent forward this way? So, all right, so that's his head, and like I said, there's a lot of fiber here. Let's connect his head, and I'm going to go real fast because I have a feeling we're going to run out of some time, and I'm going to give him a concave, not a convex back here. We want it concave and rounded, and a little crescent tail that pops over like that. So if we have the time to draw the legs, I would start with a long oval here, and then underneath his shoulder right here, another leg comes out, and I would begin with another oval. So I'm going to move real fast and get those two legs indicated, and their feet have a curve on them. They have a cloven foot. That means 2 points, and they curve down so they can grip rocks. So that's just like an indication of that. So I started out, I will fill those legs in with some, can you see the long ovals? And I'll even use some ovals here to get there. And they've got a lot of fur, fiber. It's fiber when it's on an alpaca. All right, let's give him another leg here. Give him some muscle with ovals. And ovals all the way down. And that leg is going to be foreshortened because it's on the other side. That means that it's not actually shorter, it's just that it's on the other side, and so it looks a little bit further away. So we'll do the same thing over here, and you can have fun. And I'm working really fast because I know we're going to be running out of time. So I'm giving him some fiber here, pretending like it's already been spun into yarn, and that's kind of fun. So we've fluffed him up a little bit. He needs a nice big dark eye over here, and even some eyelashes on this other one. So here we have, you can fill in the outer edges a little bit, and voila, there we have an alpaca. So I hope you have fun doing this, and thank you for coming to Salem Art Association activities for parents and teachers for youth. So thank you very much for watching this. Keep drawing. Bye.